pmnation.com.
Welcome to Blunt Force with your hostess with the mostest, Giazilla Rawrr.
And Wade Rawrr.
Hanging out on a hot day in Sacramento, California.
Yeah. Another scorcher out here.
I know, it's insane. I just got back from seeing Santana.
Nice.
Well, was it, Wade?
Well, I mean, all in all,
It was kind of a debacle.
it was kind of some bullshit.
So what happened was, Damon and I bought tickets to Santana and Doobie Brothers, and that's when we were living in Santa Cruz. And so we had to go all the way to Mountain View, the Shoreline, and they didn't handle the parking very well. Everybody there, the Doobie Brothers and Santana, are all from the Bay Area.
Right.
So it was a sold-out show of 22,000 people. And they didn't have the parking right, and they didn't have enough trams for disabled people, and they didn't have enough seating for disabled people. So when we went to go out and be seated, the lady looked at my ticket and was like, well, you only paid for one. And well, that's all I'm required to pay for.
Right.
Because I can't pay for an expensive seat that I can't sit in because I have a wheelchair.
Right. Why would you pay for a seat you can't sit in?
Right.
Right.
Now, maybe, some people are more ambulatory or whatever, but if you get out of your wheelchair to go sit in the seat, then people are going to be like, are you really that? Because they're ignorant.
Right.
They don't realize that you can't sit or stand or,
Right, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I had tons of padding over me and stuff just to be able to tolerate it. And there was when we went down to complain, there was another woman who, same thing had happened to her, and they were like, well, can't you walk? They actually asked her that.
Oh, no.
So, of course, I rolled some live video and showed them my Google numbers for reviews and pics, and they were like, oh.
Right.
We got assistance right away from this nice guy named Kevin, who was a supervisor for Live Nation, and he came over and talked to us for quite a while and hooked us up with tickets for the following night in Sacramento, and they gave us killer seats.
Nice.
Super close.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm glad that he fixed that, because that's bullshit.
It is bullshit. They should get it together a little bit. I mean, I get it that it's kind of I don't know, man. That's their venue. They should know how to run it by now. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Well, I'd heard that they oversold the Denton Company on the 5th of June, and there were, near riots.
Right, I heard that, too.
People were fighting. They were jumping over the barricades because they were tired of waiting in line. And something like 2,000 people were left outside for half the show.
I heard they were waiting 2 hours in line to get in there.
Yeah.
And people were missing the whole first set.
Right. It was, it sounds like it was awful.
Horror stories like that.
Well, that's what kind of happened to us is that Damon, we drove around, they kept sending us in circles because the handicap lot was full. And so they were like, you're going to have to take her and drop her in front, and then you're going to have to park. Well, he's disabled, too.
Right.
He has a fused hip. And so where they parked him, there was no shuttle. And yeah, it was a nightmare. So by the
Wow.
time he parked and walked all the way back, he was in so much pain. And then he had to push me around in a wheelchair, which isn't easy, especially that old rickety thing we have.
Right.
But I missed the Doobie Brothers. I could hear them, but I couldn't go back and see them.
Uh,
So then we finally get over there right before Santana started, and we got denied. So yeah, Shoreline, get your shit together. And then when we were leaving, I went to use the restroom, and one of the ADA bathrooms was full of storage stuff.
wow.
Yeah, it was just insulting. So they owe us some more tickets. So we got to figure out what show we want to go to, and that'll be good. I wish Elton was playing there. I'd be like, I demand Elton tickets now,
Right.
or a lawsuit.
Or else.
I feel very litigious lately.
Rocket Man tickets.
Oh my gosh. So Trump's over in North Korea, and I was reading some of the comments last night as they were broadcasting images of them walking around and talking. And, you know, this guy's a monster, this Kim Jong. I always get him and his dad mixed
I
up.
think his name is Un.
Yeah, okay, well, whatever Little Rocket Man is.
Uh-huh.
He was smiling and talking to Trump. And people were angry about that. They were like, he never smiles. What nefarious stuff are they talking about? And I'm like, dude, this is our president, like it or not. And he's over there talking to other leaders of countries. And they're not fighting.
Right, this is how change happens. You sit down and discuss it.
Right.
You know?
And I think he's, you know, like him or hate him, I think that's what he's doing with these backward-thinking people.
You know, I have a friend. I respect his opinion on things. He's an attorney. He's a veteran. You know,
Right.
that was actually in South Korea for a year.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, I don't have much good to say about Trump, but I respect him for going over there like this, and this is how things get, you know.
Yeah.
This is how change happens for the positive. You know, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen here, but it's opening that door to communication.
Well, he's visited, and then he's been invited back. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's over there because Putin is doing some shady stuff, so this is like a smoke and screen, or smoke and mirrors kind of like. I'm like, are you guys that paranoid?
Secret summit.
That Putin, Trump, and Lil Kim are.
Little Kim.
I better not ever go to North Korea unless I take a basketball.
Well, we'll never be.
Player with me.
Thanks a lot, Gia. We'll never be big in North Korea now.
Yeah, because all the dictators of the world listen to this.
Little Kim.
Well, whatever's going on, you know, it's better than everyone's like, there's gonna be war, and someone's all, well, when you get two pistol happy 5-year-olds together, I'm like, war has not happened yet.
Right.
So I don't see it going in that direction. I think if somebody else was in office and they would have not had the balls to go and talk.
I think he's the first president to ever go to North Korea.
Really?
I think so. I think I read that. I didn't fact check that, but I did read it.
You say what you want about the guy, but he's got fucking nuts the size of fucking coconuts, man.
Damn, just carries him around in a fucking wheelbarrow.
He has like a handmaiden carries it for him.
Elephantitis of the nuts, this guy.
I mean, you know, yeah, he's immature and he's dumb, but he's smart in many ways, and I kind of relate to the guy. I'm kind of blunt like he is. I'm kind of like it or leave it. Take your lumps, and let's, you know, negotiate. Don't run away from me, and don't try to fight me. Let's talk. So that's kind of what I see is going on.
I don't know. I hope it turns out well. You know.
I do too. Now, what I don't agree with are these fucking detention camps, and I'm really happy to see that Wayfair, and I think it was Bank of America, are all like, we're not going to deal with, we're going to bank with you, we're not going to, because I guess Wayfair was selling mattresses to the government,
Yeah.
and something like 600 employees walked off the job the other day.
Oh, wow.
They're like, we're not having this. And I agree. I mean,
good for them.
you can't, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it because it's really depressing, but the detention camps are awful.
Right.
And this needs to stop. I mean, come on, they're not criminals. I mean, in a sense of sneaking illegally into our country, you could say they're criminals, but not the children. The children are not making that choice.
Right.
So, alright.
We could find a more humane way to handle that situation, I think.
Well, yeah, we can make sure it's hygienic and they have blankets, not freaking foil mylar freaking blankets. Come on.
Yeah, they were saying they didn't have, like, basic necessities like soap and toothpaste. And
No.
stuff. Come on, you know, these are kids.
There's no toys or anything. They're all like, there's no room, there's no space, there's no beds. It's like, you know what? Come on, put them up in one of your freaking ground hotels. If you want to detain them.
Do something, man. There's a prison sitting empty somewhere that they could be, yeah, you know, where everyone would have at least their own room and shit like that. That wouldn't be really ideal either, but...
Well, what are those places called? The disaster...
FEMA camp.
Yeah.
Set them up a FEMA camp. That gives FEMA
nice.
something to do, gives the government a little shot in the arm.
Right. Make it nice for people until you figure out, you know, who gets to stay.
Humane, you know?
I'm tired of borders. We talk about division a lot, but I'm really tired of borders, and I mean that in a metaphorical sense. I'm just tired of you're here and I'm there and we're segregated. We're all the same fucking people, man.
It's just a bunch of imaginary lines, you know?
Yeah. And you gotta make sure you keep the criminals out, but we're not even doing that. We're not keeping the criminals and the drugs out anyway.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's not who you have in your camps. People, you gotta get the real criminals. The reason why these people are fleeing their countries.
Right.
Let's work on that. So yeah, going around talking to people isn't a bad thing for our president to be doing right now.
No, you know, if you think, back in the 80s, we were down there in Central America, in these countries where these people are fleeing from.
Yeah.
You know, we had a little hand in setting up what went on down there, you know, and now we're paying the repercussions from it. You know, these people are trying to get the hell out of there, rightfully so. I would too.
Well, yeah, I don't want to get too political. We did that in the last episode, but it's really hard not to with that kind of stuff going on. But other kinds of rocket type things. You wanted to talk about 4th of July.
Oh, that's right. You know, a lot of pets don't do well with the 4th of July. Bring your pets in. Or if you can, just get them away from that altogether.
Yeah, if you live in a city like now where Santa Cruz had a no firework ordinance, we'd get a little bit, you know, they didn't like it, but Sacramento is going to sound like a war zone. So I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to take the dogs out.
Right. Probably best if you can to just do that, you know?
Yeah, because they've been signing off M80s already.
Yeah, it sounded like a war zone over here the other night. Eric and I had made that exact comment. You know, it sounds like, just imagine sitting here and if we were in Aleppo, this is what it would sound like. Or something, you know?
Right. Awful. I know, see, you know, with our first world problems, I'm like worried about freaking fireworks for one night to protect our dogs. And other people have to live with that stuff around them all the time. And, you know, and it's not just a celebration, it's awful.
Right.
Santana, you know, if you guys can catch his show, if you're in a state where he's coming, it was a beautiful experience. Everybody was just really happy to be there. I had a little help from Mother Nature for my pain, so that was nice. And it was a chill environment.
Yeah, that seems to be working out swimmingly for you.
Well, it's the one thing that helps with my pain.
Right.
What are you gonna do? It's better than a pill. It helps, but on an issue completely unrelated to that, John Hopkins is studying psilocybin mushrooms for familial tremors.
You don't say.
I do say.
Oh, because.
I looked it up the other day because I wanted to know that if there was a correlation between tremors and mushrooms.
Right.
And I found that, and I thought, wow, that's really great.
You know, I feel like this is a time where psychedelics are coming into, and I don't want to sound too out there with it, but we're coming into an age of enlightenment on these things where it's not taboo as much as it used to be anymore, and people are realizing that there are benefits from it.
Well, I really want to emphasize that we've only been against it for the last 100 years, and the only reason why we are against it is because the government told us to be against it and lied to us and propagandized natural herbs and medicines.
Right.
It's the only reason why we're against it. Hey, Santa Cruz put out a video yesterday saying that they're having meth deaths.
Wow.
Massive amounts of meth deaths.
Damn.
And so now they were like basically like, if you're doing meth and we catch you, we've had it with you. Forget, the props that came in that said you could have some personal use. They're not going to go after those people because they realize that they're sick.
Right.
Santa Cruz is really progressive when it comes to drugs. But they're like, if you're supplying or dealing quantity, you're toast.
That's it, huh?
Well, they're putting stuff, obviously in the meth that's killing people.
I know, I want to say it was Idaho. When I went to Oregon, I came over through Idaho or something, and we stopped at a fast food place, and this girl was talking about it in there, and she said, a mandatory 5-year sentence if you got caught with more than a gram or something of meth.
I'm on that. I'm on that bandwagon because I hate that shit. I hate it. I hate what it does to families. I hate what it does to people. I hate what it does to young kids. Because when you're young and stupid, you want to do drugs. When you're old and smart, you want to do drugs too. But when you're young and you're dumb and you don't know what the hell you're doing, nobody ever thinks they're going to get hooked on something.
Right.
They don't understand it because all we have are these DARE programs that, we can't even remember what that stands for. It's drugs are ridiculously
expensive.
Excellent.
Or excellent, either way.
But, that's so I'm always saying, get rid of the crap drugs. If people want to get high, let them get high on safe shit. Come on. It puts you in a good... I know psilocybin is a great pain reliever for people, and it puts people in a good mood, and, they're finding out now that they're going to give it to Parkinson's patients for the tremors, and they're doing the same thing with the ketamine infusions.
They say it totally resets your depression or whatever.
I've seen with my own eyes how it's turned someone that I know and love very, very much completely around from being just every negative thought you can imagine, miserable, irritated, rage, to just being normal. And this person actually said that it was like they took a time machine back to before they got sick with epilepsy.
Right. No, it's amazing to see.
I'm glad that they're studying it, and that cities like Oakland and Denver are giving the power of natural medicine back to the people where it belongs.
Right. It's awesome. I know some people that went down to Mexico and places like that and got involved with those ayahuasca retreats and ibogaine and stuff, and
Hmm.
they did it because it helped them so much, you know, and they were just a proponent of that as medicine after that point, you know.
Well, it's kind of like the whole, marijuana thing. A decade ago, people thought I was nuts for growing pot, and it was horrible. It was a drug. And now, so now we're opening, especially with Denver and Oakland, and these opening it up for studies. It's so much better than antidepressant medication and pharmaceuticals for people.
Right.
There's no fucking side effects that are unpleasant unless you get a bad batch, which would be because people don't know what they're doing because it's on the underground.
Right.
It should be sold at pharmacies. I just really believe that at an affordable price.
Absolutely.
At least a prescription, but I don't think we should have to have prescriptions for nature.
I mean, I'll tell you what's going to happen, though. It's going to be just like the weed. You're going to go down there and you're going to pay $50 for an eighth of mushrooms.
Yeah.
You know?
But at least it'll open up people's ability to produce their own in, reasonable quantities.
Right. Hopefully so.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, because, get rid of, drugs like meth and just get rid of drugs that can kill you
Well, there's a reason.
by replacing it with stuff that's healthy for you.
There's a reason that culture's been using these psychedelics for,
Ever.
thousands of years,
Right, but we're so arrogant that we're going to say in the last 100 years, it's bad. Come on, you guys.
Yeah, it's not.
Mm. So I titled this podcast "The State of the World." I want to talk about, there was some really good people that we met at the Toyota amphitheater. I've never been around, because I'm used to being in the Bay Area where everything's overpriced and everyone's stressed out and just into their own shit.
Right.
I didn't see people on their cell phones, tuning out. I didn't see people, fighting. When we first got there, I saw a lot of people with alcohol beverages in their hands, and everybody, and I was like, oh shit.
Right.
This is gonna freaking be fun. Great. Nobody got drunk. I mean, a couple people got drunk or tipsy, you could tell, but they were dancing and laughing and having fun.
Nice.
Unlike the drunk assholes at Shoreline the night before, who were fighting.
Right.
And arguing with the staff because they got drunk in the parking lot and then they weren't allowed to come into the show because they were too fucked up. See, if they would have just smoked a joint or did a little bit of mushrooms or, a little bit of psychedelic,
Right.
they wouldn't need that damn alcohol making them act a fool.
Right. Crazy.
That's another thing that's good for, for finding for, treatment of addiction and alcoholism and stuff. So.
Right. Right.
I'm all about the fungus among us.
Yeah, me too. I've been a proponent for years, even back before it was cool.
Before it was cool.
Yeah. In the dark ages, I like to call it now.
Well, I'm talking about, medicinal uses because, I don't want a bunch of people out there taking a bunch of hallucinogenics and doing crazy shit.
Right. You have to have a proper setting for that, and
I'm talking about microdosing.
you can't just be willy-nilly out there, seeing dragons at Walmart.
Seeing dragons at Walmart is better than freaking being all geetered out at Walmart and,
stealing a bunch of crap.
Yeah. Or killing over dead. Like they are in Santa Cruz. That's sad. I thought most of the needle problem in Santa Cruz was from heroin, but apparently...
That's all meth.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man.
Kudos to Santa Cruz for stepping up and recognizing it's a public safety issue. And
it really is.
It's such a nasty ass drug.
I mean, we've had friends just find it laying in the bathroom or what the hell ever, you know?
I
mean,
know.
it's just everywhere.
Yeah.
You know? How high did you get that you had to walk in public, that you walked out of there and left your stash laying on the sink or whatever, you know?
Well, yeah, the person brought it to me because he had a problem with it in the past. And he was like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't want to put it on the water supply. I don't want a kid to get a hold of it. I called the police department up, and I was like, come get this shit.
Right.
And the lady's like, well, you could drop it by. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I couldn't see me getting pulled over for something and then finding that.
Just
and
dropping it by.
I'm on my way to take this to the police department. Like, they're going to believe that.
No, you can fucking come get it. Thank you.
When the cop came to the house, he's all, this is the first time I've ever had anybody call me to come pick up drugs. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do with it. And it could be that I'm not touching it or dealing with it because it could be that fentanyl.
Right,
shit.
right.
I don't know what this is.
Could soak into your damn skin and kill you.
Yeah. So take it away, please. Dispose of it. Do whatever it is that you do with it.
Yeah, if you're gonna do drugs, be damn sure where they're coming from, because it's a scary world out there doing drugs these days. I see. I'm not in that, but I see that it is, you know?
Well, yeah.
My God.
Because they're getting that pink shit from China. And they're putting it in every freaking thing, from Valium to weed to meth. It's insane.
Yeah.
Alright, let's not belabor the whole drug conversation.
Anyway.
What else is there to talk about?
4th of July coming up.
Are you a guy that likes 4th of July?
You know, I did when I was a kid. Now, when I was a kid, we had a fireworks stand right across the street from my grandma's house.
Yeah.
And my house. We were kind of in her backyard in a trailer.
In a trailer home?
In a trailer house. Wasn't no home, it was a house. But these neighbor kids across the street, that's how they, I guess, made their money every summer to do stuff, is they ran a little fireworks stand, you know?
Right.
And I got to know them pretty good when I was a kid. They were cool, and I'd go over there. And back then, you could buy those little packs for $0.10, you know.
Wow.
And you know, I'd get to spend $10-15, you know, throughout the little season.
Then.
You know, it was pretty cool. And I was into it a little bit. My cousin is still way into it.
I think it's for some people, it's a kid's holiday. Sarah never liked it. She didn't like the noise of it all when she was little. She would cover her ears. But some kids like the sparklers, and you have the picnic or the family barbecue and all that aspect of it.
All right.
To me, it's just a fucking menace.
I mean,
people are out, they're drunk, they're driving around, and anytime you want to go look at fireworks at like a public display, the parking is horrendous.
It's a nightmare to do it. I would much rather myself sit at home and watch it on TV, honestly.
Right, or go up to the mountains and look out. There was a place where I lived when I lived in Belmont and overlooked it. You can see the fireworks at Chrissy Field on a clear 4th of July in San Francisco. So I would just go up there and watch it.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I don't know. Crowds, not so much for me.
I like the fireworks. I just don't like the crowd. And like you said, the parking's always a nightmare. And then there's always 2 or 3 drunks in the crowd, you know?
Yeah.
People being idiots and shit, and...
Yeah, shooting, and when we were growing up, you used to go to the beach and shoot fireworks at each other.
Yeah, now me and these guys, after the 4th was over, I would go over there, I did it a couple of years, and we would have Roman candle fights. And
That's what we were doing on
they
the
had a
beach.
pretty big front yard with trees and stuff, you know.
So
And
stupid.
we're dumb kids shooting each other with Roman candles.
Getting all burn marks and shit.
Dumbasses.
It's actual traditional on the California coastline. Lots of cities, kids go on the beach. So this year, Gavin was just telling me today, our friend Gavin, he's awesome. He was just telling me today that they're really cracking down on it this year in Santa Cruz. They're not putting up with it anymore. I'm like, kids are still doing that.
Well, I mean, you know. Bubba D, he loves it still to this day. Like, if he has money and shit, he'll go out and spend 100, 200 bucks on it.
For like the front yard fireworks.
Yeah, he's into it,
What
you know.
shit?
He probably can't do it where he's at now, you know, because it's too forested and
Right.
it'd be a fire hazard. But, yeah, if you guys are going to shoot fireworks, be safe. Don't burn down something.
Safe and sane.
Yeah.
I remember going on one of our trips through the South, my husband stocking up, our ex-husband stocking up on a bunch of illegal fireworks.
Yeah.
He loved it.
Always used to wonder if people would come down to, like people in Southern California would go to Mexico and get those illegal fireworks.
Well, yeah,
You
and
know.
even in like Arizona at the time, I don't know how it is now, but New Mexico, you can go to a gun show and get your fireworks all in the same warehouse.
Yeah.
You know? Not out here in avocado land.
Mm.
People don't have that out here.
We get them chasers.
What are those?
They were just little things that zipped around on the ground and popped at the end.
Oh, the
Zip,
snakes?
zip, 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 zip. Pow.
They're little snakes. That's what we call them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, now see, our snakes were little discs, and they and it gave off an ash,
Oh. What a trip.
like it was growing a little snake. We also call them dubs.
Ew. We don't talk about doves. For all of you who don't know, I have a aversion to things that crawl on the ground that start with W. So anytime anybody says that word around me, it spazzes me out. I know it's weird, right? So I have everybody that lives with me or knows me trained to call them dubs.
Alright.
So people try to fuck with me with it, though.
Right.
I can't stand those, and I can't stand CRs.
Me either.
Ugh, I don't think anybody likes CRs. The Madagascar ones aren't that bad, but
Yes.
they're kind of cute.
I don't know if they are.
Compared to the household ones.
The German variety.
Is that what those are, the household
I
ones?
believe so, yeah.
Ew.
Just your common.
Nazi bugs.
Indeed.
Just like the VW bugs. Nazi cars.
Not easy now.
Hey, there's this show on that is called, it's Jeff Ross Roast History. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh my gosh. They pushed the line so far. They roasted Abraham Lincoln, and they have, what's her name? Mary
Todd
Lincoln. And it's Natasha Leggero is playing her.
Yeah.
And she's standing up there with wine, and she's all drunk, and she's got this like old-timey bottle with all these tablets in it.
Yeah.
And then she's all, thanks for the Xanax. And then she pours a whole bunch of them out, and she's like, well, first you choose one. And she's all, they work faster if you chew them. And then she pours a whole bunch on the podium and crushes them, and it's just all, just like totally snorting them up. She's all, they work better if you snort them. But they did a roasting of Anne Frank.
Oh, no.
And Hitler was one of them. And Hitler was played by, God, what's his name? A little squeaky comedian.
God.
The little obnoxious guy. You know who he is. Like old-timey comedian from when we were kids. Gilbert Godfrey plays Hitler. You guys should check it out. It's freaking hilarious.
I'll just bet that is.
To the way they did it, because it shows the ridiculousness of humankind on a whole bunch of different issues.
Wow.
You know, kind of makes fun and pokes fun at like the stupidity of people of history in our history.
Yeah.
Had John Wilkes Booth there. He was played by John Stamos.
Nice. Uncle Jesse.
Yeah. Oh, Bob Saget plays Abraham Lincoln.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous show, but I'm like, how the hell did Jeff Ross like eke a whole career out of these roasts?
I don't know.
It's insane, but good for him for finding his little niche.
Right.
Our dog Meg is having a sneezing problem.
Got a catch in her throat.
Yeah.
Poor puppy.
That's what you're hearing. And I'm too lazy to edit these days, so you get what you get.
You know, speaking of things we've watched recently, I broke down last night and I watched John Wick 3. I was gonna wait on Eric to do it, and I just couldn't any longer. Man, the reviews were so good, and it's a good movie, man. It's a good movie.
I've never seen any of them, so unfortunately I can't commentate with you. But
Keanu Reeves.
Say what you will.
They're a pretty good series.
Keanu Reeves is in it.
Right.
Is he still talking that same way as he always has?
No, he's really grown as an actor, Jim.
Wow.
And, you know, he's our age. He's right around 50.
He's Ted.
He does a lot of his own stunts. They're doing a new Bill and Ted.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Can't they write anything new?
They're going to do one more.
We gotta get Big Pete written.
I know. Hollywood needs some fresh ideas, guys. Seriously, and we have them.
Sarah is convinced that Netflix series, Dead to Me, is my script carry-on that I wrote over Coursera. A few people are adamant, like, no, that is your script. I'm like, it's very, very similar.
Right.
I wonder if they go and they do that, if they steal students' work off of Coursera.
Maybe so.
I'm not going to say it's my script, but I've been watching it, and I'm, like, some of the dialogue.
Blown away by how similar it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
But, you know, so I don't know. I gotta find out who actually, like, sold that to Netflix, and see if it's the teacher of that particular class, or one of the students who was in there with me, but, yeah, don't steal people's writing, assholes. I wouldn't want to work for Netflix anyways, because what, they cancel you after 2 or 3 seasons?
Right. Not a fan of Netflix right now, man. There's a couple of decent things on there. You know, The Basement was good on there. Train to Busan was good, but you have to really look to find good stuff on Netflix these days. And they're canceling all the Marvel shows on there. I don't like that, because I did watch a couple of those, a few episodes. I would have watched more, but what's the point if you just know they're going to cancel it, you know? So they did that with the Marvel stuff, and they're taking all the Disney stuff off of there because Disney is fixing to come out with their own little pay channel. So no one's going to have Disney movies anymore because they're all going to be up people's ass over that now.
Oh, pay-per-view or paid subscription channel?
Yeah, Disney's going to come out with their own because they see how profitable that is. Netflix is raking in the bucks. I mean, they just went up on the price.
Right. Well, what I read from Netflix was that they want content to be fresh. But I'm like, Santa Clarita Diet, for example. They left us on a cliffhanger. And it was something I had never seen in any movie or TV show before. And then they just cancel the show. Why would they do that? And it had 100% on tomatoes.
Right, which is unheard of.
But
You
they're
know.
like, nah, and then they won't like let another network or another. It's in their contract that people can't pick up the shows to continue them.
I don't like that either.
I mean, I'm sure when you get a script and you think you're gonna do the show, you don't think you're gonna be canceled after 3 freaking seasons. It's ridiculous.
I don't even watch shows like that anymore, specifically because of that. I watch primarily movies now, and like American Pickers and Pawn Stars and a few little things like that. I like my Moonshiner show.
Right.
But I just feel like they're going to cancel it before I get any closure.
There's your weenie.
Oh, pardon me while I stroke my wiener.
Oh my god.
Oh, Meg.
Meg, don't let him talk dirty around you like that.
Look at it, it's Dapple.
It's Dapple. What about that necklace we saw earlier?
Wow, I don't know.
Describe.
Well, it was a, what do you call that? Reticulated?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think reticulated, like armor.
That's a good term for it.
It was what it was. It was like, it looked like old knight's armor.
Right.
Only it was gold.
And it had a little gold chain with a little gold circle.
Yeah, a little pull chain.
Right.
And it was a penis. And so when you pulled the chain, it became erect. Now, I don't know where you particularly would wear. I mean, that ain't something you wear down to Wendy's to grab a biggie bag.
The Frosty.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe she was wearing it to like the porn awards or something. It looked like it was custom.
It did look custom. Now, that's some bitch. I don't think you're picking one of them up at K's for Mother's Day.
Yeah, no, wasn't that the caption? Grandma's gonna be so
Yeah.
excited to receive her present.
Her Mother's Day gift this year. Oh,
No,
my.
that was it looked expensive in commissions, really. But why?
Yeah, I bet it wasn't cheap. I bet she's in the industry, as they say.
It didn't show her face. It was just her neck.
Yeah, just her neck. She looked like an older lady that had gotten quite a bit of sun. Seemed like.
And then she had. You have this weird thing about necks. Then she had this shirt. It had gold like sparkles in it to kind of match the
Yeah, to
color.
set off that necklace.
She had it dialed in.
That necklace brought the whole outfit together, I'll bet ya.
I want to know where she was going wearing that.
I want to see the rest of that outfit. I want to see.
Hot pants.
Yeah, them gold lame shoes. Just kicking it off.
Oh man.
Tennis.
To each her own.
Gold tennis.
If you want to wear a big old dong around your neck, be my guest.
Well, it looked a little small to me, honestly, but I didn't know.
Well, you have to it's not to scale.
I guess not. I guess not.
Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous, right?
Ridiculous. Indeed.
Super ridic. It's just ridic.
Ah.
Wow.
Have mercy. What a day. What a time to be alive.
Strange.
Or you can just go
Strange state of the world right now.
go get you some phallic jewelry.
I want some phallic jewelry. Maybe some ball earrings. Just nuts.
Just one on each side, dangling. One's a little lower than the other one.
That's what she needs. She needs nutsack earrings.
We
But she'll have the perfect ensemble.
We can hook it. Call us, girl. We can help you get this together. I swear.
You could write a serial killer short story where some guy falls in love with her wearing that necklace.
It's the necklace that breaks him.
And he just goes and gets her a fresh pair of earrings.
Mm.
Thinking he's going to impress her.
Little meat hooks and they just dangle.
Oh, gross. Meat hooks. That Stephen King movie, was it Gerald's Game?
Gerald's Game.
So dumb. Oh my gosh. Stephen King, what are you doing?
You know, a lot of times his movies don't translate well to film.
It was, I guess for some reason they had never recorded it or filmed it because it was going to be too expensive. I didn't understand why it would be expensive to do this film. But that's what Jen read was the reason, and they released it, obviously, as of late. And I think it's supposed to be like some kind of psychological perspective into the mind of a girl who had experienced early trauma, and now she has this husband, so she's basically married her dad, and it's continuing the pattern of this. And some of it was kind of interesting, but the ending was really weird. It didn't make any sense. They brought in this shadow character who was supposedly real, but then he didn't hurt her. He spared her.
Right.
So stupid.
Probably if you read the book, you know what I mean, it would be way better and explain a lot. I don't know.
It was a disappointing. I wanted to stop it after 10 minutes, but Sarah was like, "We've watched it this far."
I'll tell you the other Stephen King thing that I thought was a real dumper was that
Dumper.
Dreamcatcher.
I didn't watch it or read it.
Crap. The book was decent. It was like this autistic guy saves the day kind of thing,
Right, but the movie was lame.
The movie was just horrible, man. It didn't translate well to film.
I mean, I'm like this, watching this the other day, going, this is the guy that wrote Dolores Claiborne.
The Stand?
Yeah, what has happened? And Dolores Claiborne's fantastic film. Just the way it was shot, Kathy Bates, obviously. It doesn't get much better than that, as far as a female lead. She was outstanding in that movie. But yeah, what a disappointment. And then we revisited Pacific Heights. I love Michael Keaton in that movie.
Yeah, he's good.
He's such a slime ball. Psycho.
He's a good actor, man. I'd like to see him in something again.
Yeah, what's he been up to lately?
Not much, I don't think.
I need to call him up.
See if he wants to be in Big Pete.
Sophia, can you get us Michael Keaton's number, please? Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be good. Have his people call our people.
Just give me a ring, but never before noon.
Right.
I'll take a mint and julep, Sophia. Thank you.
Yeah, make mine a white Russian.
My assistant is a hot Italian girl in my mind.
Is she?
Yeah.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah, she's real pretty. And sweet. But she won't take no shit off no men, so don't even try to flirt with her.
Well,
you have to admire from afar.
Damn. Come on now. What she does in her off work hours is her business, Jill.
Ew, no, I'm going to put that in the contract. No talking to Wade. Don't ever even talk to him. Don't look in Wade's direction.
Me.
Do you know there are crazy movie stars that put that in their contracts and writers and stuff?
That's weird.
Don't look at. I think Mariah Carey was one of those. Don't look at me. You're not allowed to look at me. What the fuck? Who is you?
Right.
Just because you could sing you're like a dolphin and you're a dog whistle,
right?
A walking dog whistle, and you're talented. Why can't people look at you?
Girl, I look where I look. Shit.
I know. That must be a really nice production set. You can't even, you happen to glance over in a direction, you get fired.
What a pleasure. What a great work environment. Those people must be really loving that job.
Yeah, I don't really know if it's Mariah Carey or not, but I've read that about some people, that they're so full of themselves. Don't look at me.
Ridiculous.
Well, you were just saying that about Mellencamp, right? Something similar about him.
Well, I've always been a fan of John Cougar Mellencamp, and I don't know, I just think he's a great songwriter, and I grew up on that Jack and Diane stuff. It was a part of it takes me back to a time.
Suck it on a chili dog outside, taste the breeze.
And I saw him on an interview with I think I want to say it was Dan Rather maybe, and he was like, I really performing is the least favorite thing that I do, or something like that. He was just like, I really don't even enjoy it.
If it wasn't for your fans, who are you playing for?
As a person that has written a few songs and plays a little guitar and sings, I enjoy
It's fun.
playing music for people and watching them smile
Yes, and dance.
and just get into what you're putting out, man. I love that interaction. It's cool.
It's awesome when you're singing something and you look over and people are dancing and kissing and they're feeling it.
Right.
You know?
You're just making a moment.
Or they're just shaking their ass, just grooving.
Yeah.
Fun.
Just any reaction, man.
Right.
It's great. Whatever they do.
Yeah, getting too full of yourself just because you become a celebrity is weird. And it's not like he was some like Michael Jackson or Prince
No,
or,
he
you
came
know.
from Indiana.
I'm just saying, it's not like he was that much of a freaking A-lister.
But he paints, and he has a lot of other artistic things that he does. He sculpts.
Well, maybe he's just shy. But then don't be a musician if you don't like performing.
Right. I don't know. I'm glad that he did, because look, he's a big part of Farm Aid, and he did give us, and continues to give us some great songs.
Yeah, maybe we're judging him too harshly. There are people that are just shy, and maybe he just meant he was nervous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or did you take it like he just
No, he was pretty matter of fact about it. Really, I was kind of surprised to hear him say that.
I hate people looking at me while I play my guitar too.
Well, I mean, most musicians, I would think, enjoy that part of it.
Well, yeah, that's the drive, is to share.
I hear other people say that their favorite part about the whole thing is getting to play live.
Yeah. My favorite part about the whole thing was the whole thing. Everything from practice to performing.
I like the songs, and I like for a song to mean something.
Yeah, me too.
And that craft of songwriting, I appreciate that a lot.
Now there's that new show out there about songwriters. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it yet.
You need to see it, and then you need to sign up for it.
I need to sit down and watch it and see what's going on over there.
They've got 3 songwriters, and they're not judges. They're mentors. They have 3 mentors, and then you have a celebrity that comes on each week. And they have several contestants who perform songs they've written, and the mentors and the celebrity give them notes. So then they go back, and then they come back, and they choose certain people to go back and work on their songs, and they eliminate a couple people. And those people come back and they perform the newly modified version, and then by the end of it, you have like this full song that the artist is going to go and record.
Oh.
And you win. I guess that's what you win, is you get your song recorded, which leads to opportunities and money and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's a really cool show. I'm glad they did it for songwriters.
That is cool.
And a lot of the songwriters are excellent performers themselves.
Most of them are.
Yeah.
You know, most of those guys are just people that didn't hit it big, but they've been in those bars all their lives, you know, playing and
Yeah. Or maybe people like me who don't want to, never really wanted to pursue music, but I just enjoy writing songs
right.
for somebody else, you know. Except for that time I wrote that song and I put the Doodah Man in it. I will regret that.
For the rest of your days.
Yes, I don't know why I did that.
Brought that whole song together, that's why.
The Doodah Man. They put a bunch of like nana nanas and yeah yeah yeahs and oohs in your song because you can't think of any words.
I don't much care for that.
I don't like it either. I mean, how long at the end of Love and Touching and Squeezing is their Nana section?
I mean, it's lengthy.
I mean, I'm glad they're talking about Nana, but
Right.
they didn't have to talk about it that long.
Mercy.
How
I mean, they made it work, but still. Should have wrote another verse.
Yeah, for sure. Or ended it.
Yeah, or just end it. I mean, what is it, 8 minutes long with the non-off?
I think
Well,
so.
we just chop that down to 5, and it's radio friendly and all that, boys.
That's the same reason why I hate Sympathy for the Devil.
Maybe that's why.
Like 10 minutes for that.
You think that's why Steve Perry left Journey? Over the you think they had a big blow up over the non-ons, maybe?
I don't know.
And people are like, quit slacking, bitch, write another verse. What the fuck?
I never looked into why, like, what happened with them. Maybe they'll do, like, Dan Rather. Those Dan Rather shows are really cool.
They just call it creative differences now.
Yeah.
Wanted to go on to other projects.
But they just never did.
Yeah, they never did. He had that one album with Sherry on it, and then it just tanked.
Oh, she's here. Someone I know came back from hitchhiking and was gone for a few months, and she raised her arm to do something, and my brother was all, oh, she's hairy.
Oh, have mercy.
So that'll always be in my brain. It was so funny. Classic. You scared the shit out of me the other day.
Wow, what happened?
Well, I want to talk about our friend William for a minute, but you were like, did you hear Bill's in the hospital? Did you hear Bill's, like, his heart? And I thought you were talking about my brother.
Oh.
I'm like, my brother? and then you said, no, our very good friend, William Carr, who listens to our lives,
Right.
and hopefully listens to this too, is having heart problems, and he needs some surgeries, and we just want to tell you that we're here for you, man.
We are. And we're pulling for you.
Yeah. And we're sorry that you have to go through this. It's awful.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's tough surgery. But we believe you could do it. If that's what you so choose to do.
Right. I guess they're set up for maybe Tuesday, I think is the last thing I read.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're not doing it now?
I think he's going to go in there and they're getting it all set up with the
not
surgeon
to be
and everything.
Talking about his business, but
right.
we do care about him, and I'm glad that he's chosen to, you know. It's scary and it's difficult, but, you know, they do a lot of them.
Yeah, they do.
So good luck with your surgery, and, you know, we're going to be here rooting for you. And
right, fingers crossed and good vibes, man.
And if you want to talk, you know where we're at. All of you guys, hit us up if you want to chat, or if you have an idea that you want us to talk about.
Yeah, or if you want to come on the show and chat about something.
Right, I've been hella lazy, and I feel bad about not doing more lives, but it's really hard when it's still hot.
We're still going to have to coordinate at some point with Aiden.
Yeah, we got to get with Aiden, we got to get with Ricky now that we have our camera, and we have all the equipment that we need, and Damon and I are going to be set in the studio today and tomorrow, getting it all dialed in so that Ricky can help us move on to our new format.
Right, it's going to be awesome.
We're at 5920. Alright, well, IPMNation.com.
Innovative, provocative, and mobile.
If you're an artist, a musician, a writer, a photographer, whatever your art form is, you can get a free bio page there, and they will promote your work.
Yeah, they're awesome over there.
Join us. Be a part of the IPN Nation Army.
That's right.
How long is Mr. Billy Joel's song here?
I'm going to guess 4 minutes.
Because we're at our time right now. And I hate cutting stuff off in the middle. Yeah, that'll take us a little too far over. Guess I'll just stop it. Alright, you guys. Thanks for listening. As usual, sorry I've been a slacker. Got a lot going on. And come back and listen to us on Thursday.
Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you Thursday.
Big love.
IPMNation.com.